Nice shirt.
So I want to take this chance to shout out to Kayla Matthews, Gary Jaffe, Brian Heffling, Justin Lowenthal, Austin Scheider, and everyone who helped set up and organize and get people to do it. So thank you so much.
Yeah!
Shout out to Jaya.
So, I will be performing slam poetry for you tonight, and for those of you who don't know, it's a close cousin to hip-hop, and think like Ginsberg, beat poetry, kind of evolved from that. And the first poem I'll be reading for you is by Saul Williams. He's kind of a badass, so hopefully you like it. Whereas, breakbeats have been the missing link connecting the diasporic community to its drum-woven past. Whereas, the quantized drums allowed the whirling mathematicians to calculate the ever-changing distance between rock and stardom. Whereas, the velocity of spinning vinyl cross-faded, spun backwards, and re-released at the same given moment of recorded history, yet, at a different moment in time's continuum has allowed history to catch up with the present. We do hereby declare reality unkempt by the changing standards of dialogue. Statements such as, keep it real, especially when punctuating or articulating modes of ultra-violence inflicted psychologically or physically, or depicting an unchanging rule of events, will henceforth be seen as retroactive and not representative of the individually determined is. Furthermore, as determined by the collective consciousness of this state of being and the lessened distance between thought patterns and their secular manifestations, the role of men as listening receptacles is to be increased by a number, no less than 70% of the current enlisted as vocal aggressors. Motherfuckers better realize, now is the time to self-actualize. We have found evidence that hip-hop standard 85 RPM, when increased by a number at least half the rate of the standard or decreased by 3/4 of its speed, may be a determining factor in heightening consciousness. Studies show that when a given norm is changed in the face of the unchanging, the remaining contradictions will parallel the truth. Equate rhyme with reason, sun with season. Our cyclical relationship to phenomena has encouraged scholars to erase the centers of periods, thus symbolizing the nonlinear character of cause and effect. Reject mediocrity. Your current frequencies of understanding outweigh that which has been given for you to understand. The current standard is the equivalent of an adolescent restricted to the diet of an infant. The rapidly changing body would acquire dysfunctional and deformative symptoms and could not properly mature on a diet of applesauce and crushed pears. Light years are interchangeable with years of living in darkness. The role of darkness is not to be seen as or equated with ignorance, but with the unknown and the mysteries of the unseen. Thus, in the name of Robeson, Godson, Hurston, Akhenaten, Hatshepsut, Blackfoot, Helen, Lenin, Kahlo, Kali, the Three Marias, Tara, Lilith, Lord, Whitman, Baldwin, Ginsberg, Kaufman, Lumumba, Gandhi, Gibran, Shabazz, Siddhartha, Medusa, Guevara, Kurdjaf, Rand, Wright, Banneker, Tubman, Hamer, Holiday, Davis, Coltrane, Morrison, Joplin, Dubois, Karp, Shakespeare, Rachmaninoff, Ellington, Carter, Gay, Hathaway, Hendricks, Cootie, Dickerson, Ripperton, Mary, Isis, Teresa, Plath, Rumi, Fellini, Michaud, Nostradamus, Nefertiti, LaRock, Shiva, Ganesha, Yamaya, Ocean, Obata, Ogon, Kennedy, King, Four Little Girls, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Keller, Biko, Perón, Marley, Shakur, those who burned, those still aflame, and the countless unnamed. We claim the present as the pre-sent, as the hereafter. We are unraveling our navels so that we may ingest the sun. We are not afraid of the darkness. We trust that the moon shall guide us. We are the determining future at this very moment. We now know that the heart is the philosopher's stone. Our music is our alchemy. We stand as the manifested equivalent of 3 buckets of water and a handful of minerals, thus realizing that those very buckets turned upside down supply the percussive factor of forever. If you must count to keep the beat, then count. Find your mantra and awaken your subconscious. Carve your circles counterclockwise, man-made laws. Use your cipher to decipher coded language. Climb waterfalls and trees. Commune with nature, snakes, and bees. Let your children name themselves and claim themselves as a new day, for today we are determined to be the channelers of these changing frequencies into songs, paintings, writings, dance, drama, photography, carpentry, crafts, love, and love. We enlist every instrument, acoustic, electronic, every so-called race, gender, sexual preference, every person, as beings of sound, to acknowledge their responsibility to uplift the consciousness of the entire fucking world. Any utterance unaimed will be disclaimed, will be maimed. 2 rappers slain. So, that was and I apologize for the bad language. I don't mean to offend anyone. So. This next poem is by Anis Mojgani. He's very talented. He's won many national slam poetry events. And this song, this slam, is called Rock Out. You have been given a direct order to rock the fuck out. Rock out like you were just given the last rock and roll album on earth and the minutes are counting down to flames. Rock out like you just won both showcase showdowns. Rock out like the streets are empty except for you, your bicycle, and your headphones. Rock out like your whips, which are placed onto the breakdancing muse with legs that go all the way up. Rock out like you'll never have to open a textbook again. Rock out like you get paid to disturb the peace. Rock out like music is all that you got. Rock out like you're standing on a rooftop and the city's as loud and glowing as a river below you. Rock out like the plane is going down, there are 120 people and 121 parachutes. Rock out like the streets and the pigs are all on fire and the only way it can be extinguished is by doing the electric slide. Rock out like it's Saturday afternoon and Monday is a national holiday. Rock out like somebody's got a barrel pointed at your temple saying, rock out like your life depended on a fool, cause it does. And rock out like your eyes are fading, but you still got your ears, but you don't know for how long. So rock out like 5 o'clock time is pop and lock time. Rock out like you got pants full of tokens and nothing to do but everything. Rock out like you're the international skee-ball champion of the entire universe. Rock out like you just escaped an evil orphanage to join a Russian circus. Rock out like your hero is falling and you are spinning your limbs until they burst into a burning fire of remembrance. Rock out like you're enslaved in the South and dancing is all that you have to know who you are. Rock out like your dead grandfather just came back to take a drive with you in your new car. Rock out like the table is full. Rock out like the neighbors are away. Rock out like the walls won't fall, but damn it, you're gonna die trying to make them. Rock out like the stereo volumes knob is a figure 8 of infinity instead of merely numbers. Rock out like it's raining outside and you've got a girl to run through it with. Rock out like you're playing football. Football in the mud, and your washing machine is not broken. Like you just got a book published. Rock out like you went to your high school reunion to find everyone, even the women, are all overweight and bald, except for the former homecoming queen, who you just found out got divorced from her impotent husband and has eyes only for you. Like you just got a date with Heidi Klum. Rock out like a shadow man passes behind you, drops you to your knees, you're buckling in sweat, cold metals push to your forehead, the trigger is pulled, and the gun jams. Rock out like you got an empty appointment book and a full tank of gas. Rock out like Jimmy has returned carrying brand new guitar strings. Rock out like the mangoes are in season. Rock out like the record player won't skip. Rock out like this is the last weekend, like these were the last words, like you don't ever want to forget how.
Yeah.